Hi guys, welcome to my Spring Boot microservices tutorial series. Myself Anand, and I will be your guide on this journey. I have created this series to help both beginners and experienced people enhance their skills. We will explore the essential of Spring Boot 3 and its importance in creating modern microservices using Spring Boot. We'll see overview of this series. So first we'll start with introduction to Spring Boot and microservices. After that, we'll show you environment setup. Then we'll create first Spring Boot applications. Then we'll slowly build RESTful APIs using Spring Boot 3. And after that, we'll start working with data persistence using Spring Data JPA. Then we'll start understanding what are the annotations is available in Spring Boot 3, how to deal with this. After that, we'll see asynchronous communication in Spring Boot. Then we'll see how to secure your microservices components using Spring Security. Then we'll create Dockers. Inside the Docker, we'll try to deploy our own microservice. Then we'll integrate Swagger with Spring Boot for API documentation. Then we'll see the common issues while creating microservices and best practices also. So all these topics will cover as per this tutorial series. We'll start one by one. By end of this session, you will have knowledge and confidence to build your own microservice using Spring Boot. We will start introduction to the Spring Boot and microservices. Boot is an open source Java framework. We are using Spring Boot to create microservices architecture components. Okay, so Spring Boot is a extension framework from the Spring framework. So it is accelerate our application development. We'll see importance of Spring Boot 3. Spring Boot is a game changer since its inception. So it's simplifying the process of creating standalone production grade Spring based applications. So by using Spring Boot, we can able to create production ready applications in very easy compared to Spring framework. And also with latest version with Spring Boot, we see enhanced performance, better support for modern Java versions also. It will improve developer productivity. Mean how it is improved developer productivity. If you want to creating any Spring Boot application, it will provide auto configuration. Due to this, you no need to do the manual configurations. And also it has built-in embedded servers like Tomcat and Jetty. Due to this, no need to install any external services to test our APIs. Not only the embedded servers, also there are various starter dependencies. We'll see all these dependencies at the time of creating Spring Boot applications, and it is very easy and quickly we can able to set up Spring Boot applications. If you want to set up any Spring Boot application, you need to go with the start.spring.io, and we need to select the what kind of build tool you want to choose, either Maven or Gradle. Then we need to add the dependencies. So all these things we'll see in the coming video. So coming to the use case, so where we can use the Spring Boot. Ideally, Spring Boot is preferable to create the microservices mostly, but also you can create standalone applications also, microservices. So for example, there is an e-commerce application. So e-commerce application will deal with multiple business functionalities like payment, and adding user and product details and delivery. Like that, there are multiple business functionalities, multiple service they need to deal. So in this case, so to keeping all this functionality into one service, so it is very difficult to identify a in future if you are getting any issue also. So that is the reason we are moving to the microservices. So in the microservices, we'll define each service as each component. So in this case, payment is a separate service, products is a separate services, delivery tracker is a separate services, and customer information is a separate service. So like this we can create multiple Spring Boot applications. So we are not mixing all these functionalities into any other services. So like that, we need to create different individual services for this. And if you want to use customer information into the payment and customer information into the delivery, in this case we need to communicate one service to another service. There is a way. This is also we need to discuss in the coming sessions. Okay. And if you see the advantages and disadvantages of monolithic and microservices architecture. First, disadvantages. So using monolithic applications, slower development speed. Monolithic applications make development more complex and slower. Okay. Scalability, we cannot scale individual components. So why we cannot scale means all these functionalities will be there in the single instance only, right? So in this case, we cannot scale up individually. Okay. And this, if there is any error any module, it could be affect entire application availability. Yes, this is also one is the main reason. For example, if the application is failed due to some any other issues in any other module, so in this case entire application will goes down. Another one is deployment. So if there is a small change also in the monolithic application, it is required to redeploy entire application. Okay, these are the some disadvantages. So these are all fixing in the microservices architectures.